X-Men 97 episode 5. Ooh, okay. Where do I start with this one right here? So, first of all, the animation in this show is chef's kiss. I love it. Compared to the old show, I actually like this one a lot more. Well, not a lot more, but it's just more, it's smoother. The action scenes just look on a grander scale. They just look more polished. And of course that comes with technology, but man, this episode really showed off the animation. So the main thing I want to talk about in this particular episode is that, you know, this was, I guess you can call it a spoiler review, but the writers, man, the writers on this show have done a great job at just putting us into the mind of the characters and putting us into their relationship with each other. I feel like X-Men, what makes X-Men so good is not necessarily just the fight scenes alone, and the humans and the mutants, but it's also the relationship between one another. The things that they're going through with one another. Like, for example, Cyclops, Jean, Magneto, Rogue, Gambit, like that love triangle right there. Like all of that stuff, I feel like the writers are just doing a great job with just bringing us down to earth into the lives of these characters. And I think this is what really makes this show really pop, and I think it's what makes it really good. In this particular episode, so first of all, I am a Gambit fan. I'm not a huge, like, when I was younger, I remember the X-Men, the show was out, and I would watch it, you know, from time to time. I ain't gonna say I was like the biggest X-Men, you know, animated show fan, but I watched it. And I remember when I watched it, I was a Gambit fan. I loved Gambit. Whenever he was on the screen, Gambit was my guy. And of course, this episode, man, really tugged at the heart for most of us who watched this episode. You know, the love triangle between Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit is just kind of came to a screeching halt. Who knows? They might be back, but listen. The fact that Gambit dies and Magneto dies in this episode is enough to just put this episode on the top tier list for me. This is probably the best episode of this first season. I think that, and we got a chance to see Cable, you know, and pardon me, you know, I don't know all these characters, but I'm just now learning who like Cable is and everything like that. And so just seeing the ending of this episode and how you know, Magneto pretty much stuck his life on the line for all of the mutants, including Rogue and Gambit. It just goes to show you his character development, how far he's come since the last show. And just, you know, Gambit's sacrifice at the end, man. You know, it's hard. It was hard to watch, and I'm hoping he'll come back. But the way they did his scene, his scene was just crazy. Like, you know, a lot of times, like I don't think a lot of people know how like cool Gambit is, but I think in this episode they really show how cool he is, how cool his power is. The fact that he got stabbed in the side, and then his energy comes out and pretty much blows up the whole Sentinel. And he pretty much sacrificed himself, was just the ultimate sacrifice. And the fact at the end where, you know, Rogue is holding him and now Rogue can't feel him and he's dead. Oh man, they got me, man. But, you know, I'm not gonna go too in depth because I think most people have seen it, but I just want to share my thoughts on this episode. I don't know what's going on with Jean and Cyclops and Wolverine. Jean kissing Wolverine, that was crazy too. Like, man, oh, this is getting good. But tell me, yo, what do you guys think about this episode? You know, if I missed anything, I'm sure I did, but if I missed anything that was like big, like the Watcher being in the sky, I saw the Watcher at the end. You know, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Just drop a comment down below. Tell me what you thought. And, you know, I'll be coming back next time with another review or something like that. Hey, Cardiac Talks. I'm out.